I like finding out that somebody now has their own website. Like James McKeith has his own independence. He's raising money. He's creating, in essence, a production company based upon the promise that he got kind of coming through me. And so that's what that's why I like talking to people. And they say, what can I do? If you get the goods, if you get a videotape at a rally, getting people spitting on people, send it to me. I'll put it up there. You'll get on O'Reilly. You get to talk about it. And if you get the drug high that I get from it, the energy that you get from having hit the target, you'll do it again and again and again, and you'll become rich and famous. Unlike me, I'm a middle class, I'm a media mogul. I have 2 car payments and a mortgage. And I haven't figured out the money part of the internet yet.
Oh yeah, speaking of money, I have to leave early. How much is your book? I want to buy it.
I don't know.
$25.
Okay, thank you. Back there?
Speaking on the same subject about helping out movie people, what can you do for musicians that are saying about the cause? I think this movement needs pop culture.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. And there are musicians that I talk with every day. I was instant messaging with John Andrasik last night from 5 for Fighting. He's the most patriotic guy you'll ever meet in the world. He just travels without fanfare to go, play for the troops everywhere. I come from I like post-punk era, kind of new wave 80s. And
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. Can you hold on a sec? Oh, I should. Okay. I just like saying these stories because to find out certain people are conservative is like everybody loves that, right? Well, do you remember the band X? Yeah. Well, Billy Zoom, the guitarist, who would always stand there like this and have this like weird smile with blonde hair, hardcore conservative. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Martin, where are you? Martin here, or did he leave? Yeah, we have a mutual friend, Jude Christadal, singer Jude. He's great. I find out about a lot of them. A lot of them I can't tell you because they're in the closet, but they exist. And to me, that's where the action is. I think that actors are one thing, but musicians and artists can infect the culture like this. Making a movie is a collective experience. It takes hundreds of people, it takes studios, it takes money. It's harder to get the Hollywood thing going. It's the music thing and the art thing that need to be kick-started the most. You're high, H-Y. Yes. Okay. Excuse me. There you go, hi. Thank you.
Did you get my comments?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks.
This one is like for
Oh yeah. I love Michelle. I love Michelle Bachman. I'm telling you, like all these people out there that fight the fight, you need to stand by them. It's like when they go out there, they stick their neck out there. I've met all these people in Congress and over the years, and like they're nice. You go out to lunch with them, they're nice. I go, but if they're not going to stick their necks out, I don't care if they're nice. This is it. This is put up or shut up time. And I can't tell you how many people I have in my Rolodex that are basically worthless to me right now because they're allowing for people like Palin and Bachman and West and Christie. They're all and Scott Walker and the rest of them are still going like that. It pisses me off.
What do you think of Mickey House?
But I know you've already made Mickey.
I run a political website.
I might actually use that segment right there.
Well, you can either put it on your site and send it to me, or you can contact me, and I can talk to you about ways to develop that story and the best ways to tell that narrative.
If you don't want to talk about this, it's okay, but I just want to ask you, how do you feel about Trump and his pursuing the birth certificate issue? Because he's single-handedly doing it practically. How do you feel about that?
I'm of mixed feelings on that thing, because I think that at first, I remember I confronted Joseph Farah of WorldNet Daily at the Tea Party convention. He did like a half-hour thing at the Tea Party convention on the birther thing. And his reporter said, "What did you think of his speech?" I didn't proactively offer this. I was asked, and I said, "I think this is terrible for the Tea Party. The Tea Party is the first time in my lifetime where individuals are starting to realize the power of collective organizing and getting together and standing up for what they believe in. And we have a winning argument based upon the principles, not a big question mark. If you are able to prove to me that he's not born in this country, then you stand out and do it. But do not hijack the Tea Party to get to turn it into something that it's not." But this guy, his bio is not even Swiss cheese. It's just hollow. There's just air. There's so much stuff, and there's stuff that I even know that I can't go with because people have told me, and then at the last second said I can't come forward with it because I'm worried for my, you know, my safety. And he's a fraud, in my opinion. He's a fraud. He's a hologram. He was created for us. The press created, for the first time ever, they created a protective coating around him to say that vetting, i.e. reporting, is off limits on this guy. That if you start asking the very questions of his biography, that you're somehow a conspiracy theorist. No, you ask questions of a person and you're supposed to get those answers. They certainly asked those questions of Sarah Palin ad nauseum, and she was forced to answer them. And if she didn't answer them properly, she was stupid. Barack Obama is being protected by the press. So the other part of it is I'm enjoying that Donald. I thought somebody died. Oh God! I thought that was like what's the name of that place? Upper East Side. The
Dorian.
The Dorians. I was like, oh no, not another. So I'm enjoying it, but my big fear is that what it's doing is it's luring out the birther crowd to make it appear that the animus against Barack Obama is personal, when in fact it's based upon what he's doing to this country. So to me, it's not personal, and I'm worried that we divert ourselves into even if it is true, and you have a constitutional battle to try and get rid of the first black president based upon this, it would be worse than the Clinton-Lewinsky split that this country went through. We have all the right arguments right now based upon the arguments of fiscal responsibility, going against Obamacare. We'll never have unemployment. My God, the issues is the issue to me.
Someone asked in the Q&A part about the Tea Party versus the Republican Party. I don't know how effective.
I said that I was Tea Party and no longer Republican.
No,
though
people
I'm
wanted something. I forget what asked.
Oh yeah. Thank you. You're my ADD person bringing me back to the space. And I didn't finish the story. Also, I actually didn't finish my story.
Yeah, what did you say?
Yeah, that's right. And so in the speech, and I'll afterwards say at the very end, I went up there and I'm feeling the heroin from my team, and then I'm feeling the cocaine from and the speedball hit me. I'm like, oh my God! And that's when I said, go to hell. I said, go to hell to the protesters out there that were screaming at us while we were trying to talk at the microphone. They're the ones that had the Coke Suckers signs, who for the last 2 months have been spoiling the Capitol to the point of millions of dollars of damage, who have been doing death threats. It just hit me. I'm like, stand up to these people. And if the press thinks that it's intemperate of me to tell them to go to hell because they're acting like animals within our democracy, well, yeah, they can go to hell too. So that's what I did. What I've learned about the Tea Party over the last 2 years, I've probably gone to about 30 events, and I get picked up at an airport, usually by the person who's organizing, who's the head of that Tea Party. 95% of the time, it's a middle-aged woman. The Tea Party is being led by women. Bachman and Palin are symbols of that. Hi, Chris. All right, good to see you. I think that's neat. but I understand why it is. It's because political correctness, which is what my big battle is the cultural left, not the economic left, the cultural left. Political correctness and multiculturalism have destroyed the American mentality of, work hard, not class warfare, based upon the premise of the oppressor and the oppressed. And so white men are eunuchs in our country right now. Okay, they're afraid to stand up to be counted because they know they're going to be called a sexist, a racist, a homophobe, so they just kind of sit there. Well, what I'm seeing is that these women are looking at their husbands. If you're not going to save the country, I'm going to save the country. And it's just the coolest phenomenon I've ever seen. And the secondary phenomenon at these tea parties is it's the Tim Scott, Alan West dynamic. And that is that the women are running these things, and there's usually one or two black speakers that get up there, and they hit a grand slam. But they don't even have to try. All they have to do is say, look what the Democratic Party has done to our community. And they say, we cannot let that happen to the American, to this country. And to me, that's why the left is fighting so hard at a pop culture and media level against the Tea Party. It needs to attack, it needs to have Tina Fey and Katie Couric attack Michelle Bachmann and Sarah Palin, because the assassins have to come from the feminist front. And so the black conservatives have to be attacked by the blacks, saying you're an Uncle Tom or whatever. The reason why they're doing this is because they're fearful that if the Democratic Party loses its 90% grip on the black community, or loses the women's vote, the soccer mom vote, they're screwed. And so they have to do everything they can in their power not to allow this existential movement from becoming a juggernaut. And so that's why I've devoted the last 2 years to defending the Tea Party from scurrilous accusations of its being racist or sexist or homophobic, and why I took the controversial stand at CPAC to defend Go Proud in being there. And some people said I'm not a conservative, and I said, fuck you.